I'm first, woohoo! Hi everyone, I'm so sorry, I didn't thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in everyone. How are you doing? Hi, hello. Magium, thank you so much for the raid. Hi, hang on, let me catch up on chat. Normally I do like 10 minutes to get everything set up beforehand, and I didn't see that someone raided me. Froglord, hello. Yeah, Matchum8, thank you again. Hello, hello. Marif Meth, thank you for the first time chat. Zircon, hello. Atina Bear, hi.
You gashered so
Oh no.
hard.
Well, that worked. Lots of conversation. I'm speeding through it. You did not overstep your welcome. Thank you for being here. Hello, how are you guys doing?
I love my daddy.
Oh my gosh.
My superhero.
Anon strikes again. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. You are amazing. Only 51%, that's not bad. Okay, so for everyone that doesn't know who I am, I'm Lady Teddy. I am a variety streamer who's new to pretty much all games in general. I only started playing games like 8 months ago, so most games I play, everyone else has played, and I've never played, and I think that's a fun dynamic. My gameplay is improving. I normally play sort of like puzzle adventure type games. I've been working on Resident Evil 0 for so long. I'm assuming that you've played here. I'm assuming you've played Resident Evil before? Resident Evil 0? How is everyone's Friday going? Today, trying to think. Normally I try and tell at least something about my day, but I don't think I've done anything all that exciting today. My dog scared me, somehow. You got your stitches out? Yay! Music! Hello! Welcome in! That's so exciting! I'm sure that's a lot more comfortable. Stitches are no fun. Do they have, like, actual stitches? The last time I got stitches, it was those types that, like, dissolve. It's Saturday for you? You had your first production class today. Production for what? That sounds like a lot of fun. Was it exciting? First days are kind of iffy sometimes. A lot of intro, but what do you think? Did you like your professor? You have to get jazz shoes for production. Marv Meth, hello, welcome back. Thank you for hanging out. How are you doing today? Oh, it's for your dance class. Production, are you like learning how to choreograph? Also about ready to fall asleep. Alright, well that's fair. If you decide to go to sleep, I understand. It's 7:23. Oh my gosh, and you haven't gone to sleep yet? Oh no. Yeah, if you need to get to sleep, absolutely go do that. I totally understand. Your health is most important. Oh, you're currently drawing? That's cool. I wish that I could draw. Actually, you want to see some original Lady Teddy art? I drew this myself. Hang on, where is it?
Hydrate, bitch!
Aren't I talented?
Bitch!
Oh, Evil Rufus, you knew where I was going. Evil Rufus, thank you for the lurk. Alright, streamer endorsed sleep. That was it. It was the pop-up. Yeah,
bitch!
the hydrate bitch little stick figure. I drew that myself. I also have an emote that's in the works, but I don't think it's been approved yet. No, it doesn't look like it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think it's time as well, but thank you again for coming in on the raid. I really appreciate you hanging out and saying hello. You're wonderful. And get some sleep. I hope you sleep well. It's your regular teachers and you're doing an opening performance for your Legends performance. That sounds cool. Yeah. Good night, or good morning, good night, good morning. Oh. I don't know exactly what happened with my ponytail today, but it's not really holding in probably most of my hair. It's not really doing its job. Oh, now it's managed to decide that it doesn't want to let that go. Oh, I know what I was doing. I got elf ears. And it's actually redeemed now. There's the cat ears redeem and then there's elf ears redeem, and I was showing them off to someone, but it looks better when there's a good amount of hair that's sort of covering where it shows the massive skin tone. Not massive, but what did I do with? Oh, I put them right here. But it looks better with like with bangs. You guys want to see? Oh, okay. I'll take that as a yes. I always have to take a moment to remember how to put them on. You see what I mean? Like, it's not a massive skin tone difference, but it definitely looks better when there's hair covering it. What do you think? They're cool, right? They were $1. I could not tell you music, but thank you. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how my ponytail ended up doing absolutely nothing to keep my hair out of my face. It was doing something to keep the majority of my hair out of the way of the ears. You know, it's funny because when I was talking to my friend, and I was like, yeah, the reason I have to put my hair like this is to show off, like, or to make sure it hides how different my skin, like, because like this, it's not that obvious, but when it's like this, it just looks kind of weird. And he was like, and I bet you're going to tell everyone on your stream about that, huh? And I was like, oh, absolutely. If there's something that is even like a little bit weird that normally people would try to hide, I'm absolutely going to tell everyone about it. That's just how I do. It's just like complaining about the fake nails all the time. And generally people don't like talk about their fake nails. I just complain about them constantly. Speaking of which, I got new ones that are shorter. So I shouldn't be complaining about these. Thank you, music. I appreciate that. I forgot when I put these on, so it's 29 right now. So at 39, I will take them off. And I'm assuming that the people who came here for the raid came here to actually watch me play the game. So I should probably get to it. I'm also starting later than I normally do. I got sidetracked watching Urkamus play Little Nightmares because that's a game that I also played. And I was enjoying helping him because I like puzzle games. Alright, I'm going to need a moment to turn down my volume so you guys don't blast my eardrums out at some point. I have not played Undertale. I haven't even heard about that one. People recommend a lot of games to me, but I don't think I've heard that one. What's it about? I'll add it to my list. I don't know if you were... I started playing video games like 8 months ago, the day that I started streaming. I wasn't allowed to play video games growing up, so everything is new to me. I haven't heard of most things. Even when people reference TV shows, like cartoons and stuff, I wasn't allowed to watch most cable growing up, so... Yeah, if there's a culture reference, there's a huge possibility I've never heard of it. Unless it's extremely popular, in which case there's like a 50% chance. Okay, let me go over there to turn... Well, actually, I guess I could turn on all of the lamps and stuff first. Yeah, but tell me about it. The Legends performance is a show that we do songs from musicians who are really influential, who made really popular music. Oh, that's really cool. Like, what time period?
Let's regroup.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds very similar to Little Nightmares. Okay, let me switch over to gameplay. Oh, oops. I forgot that I needed to delete this. I was explaining how to do something to someone. Cool, cool, cool. And let me go turn off the light. I'll be right back. Did you bring that up because I mentioned Little Nightmares? Okay. Have you played Resident Evil? Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering, like, Mozart or Bach? Or just sort of... Alright, so I died and I lost a good amount of progress. But I still made progress, which is why I was okay. I am... well... Lordos, is that a joke? Based on the title? Okay, so not any classical music. Did I acknowledge all of the stuff in the room? It wasn't shiny, so no. Yes and no. Apparently, I haven't looked it up, but apparently I am very close to the end. According to several people. Okay. I have my doubts considering how long people have been saying that to me. Skyrim. I've actually already started it. Skyrim, and after Little Nightmares 2, I'm going to play Resident Evil 2. But I need a break from Resident Evil after this game has destroyed part of my soul. The monsters are very similar to humans, except most... Okay, the monsters are very similar to humans, except that most resemble animals. The thing about that game is that it's not required to harm anyone. In fact, to get the best ending, you need to spare and befriend everyone. The characters feel very lifelike with their dialogue, and the soundtrack is amazing. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. That's generally how I like playing most of my games, is making friends with everyone. Alright, and where was the motherboard again? Probably down here. Yeah, but you did a very strong sell for Undertale. I paid for a lot of games that I should probably play. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Well, that was a fast... Damn. Yes. Lit. You know, lit is one of those sayings that I used to say ironically, and now I say it non-ironically, and I'm not exactly happy about it. The main story slash backstory is that humans and monsters once lived in peace, but then one day war broke out and the humans trapped the monsters underground. Years later, a child falls that can change the fate of their entire race based on their actions. Really love Undertale, as you could probably tell. That is an extremely strong sell. Sounds a lot like Avatar, just the way you phrase that. The pipe has fallen apart in several places. It doesn't look like a simple case of rust either. Interesting. Power seems to be coming from the backup power supply. Okay, but what about... There we go. Literally all slang is the same for me. Is Undertale on Steam? It's a small generator. It appears to be damaged beyond repair. Let me look really fast. The sale place that I use is out of stock. Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. Both on Steam and on Xbox? Cool. Icy Red, welcome in. Hello, how are you doing? The elf ears are a redeem, which you have just reminded me that the redeem expired a couple minutes ago, so sorry. You want to redeem them again? That's fine. Thank you for being here. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you.
You got here second. Be quick next time, Pepega.
Thank you for redeeming second. I ain't been around for Nobody? Well, I hope you've been okay. Sometimes I need a break from Twitch as well. It's a very popular game, that's why I was surprised you haven't heard of it. Try not to look it up too much, especially anything with the characters because of spoilers. Yeah, I'm normally pretty careful about spoilers. Only seeking really loud because he's the one who hit me up since I've been gone. He's good about that. Seeking's a good friend. Oops, not what I meant to do. The board is inlaid with various microchips and needs to be inserted into a computer. You want some more game suggestions? I know a few more good ones. Oh my gosh, you can give me game suggestions, but I'm already really overwhelmed with the length of the list of games that are on my list. There are so many games on my list. I used to try and update them on one of my like my About Me panel, and at some point I just gave up. Yeah. Okay, Red, the reason I do that is because I only like playing 2 games at a time. Story time isn't really... So story time is people say that they like the sound of my voice, so I got in the habit of ending my streams by reading out loud from a text-based choose-your-own-adventure story app called Magium. A lot of people like participating since it is choose your own adventure. A lot of people like just falling asleep to it. So, power has been restored to the gondola. But that's how I end my streams. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Red. But I only like playing 2 games at a time. Otherwise, I started Skyrim after Resident Evil when I died very early into the game and I didn't want to start over. And I was like, it's too early to start Magium, and I ended up playing for way too long. It's a small gondola. Rebecca could probably ride it. Feel like Hogwarts fell off Twitch really fast. Okay, the reason I stopped playing Hogwarts is because the March update gave my game a glitch where it stopped rendering, and I decided that it stopped rendering well, where the people just looked like monstrous distortions of people. Actually, here's an emote that I made of my face, of what it did to my face. It's like soulless. Yeah, and I decided that I paid too much money for the game to play it in bad quality. There were scenes where there was boss fights where the boss just wouldn't show up for the dialogue. It's a small gondola. Rebecca could probably ride in it. Get in the gondola? Yes. I know there's gonna be a monster in here. Where's the monster? I know you're in here. Nothing happens. It appears to be broken. The stairs are broken. You'll just have to find another way down. Okay, well, I wasn't looking at the stairs. I was looking at the acid grenades, because if I don't acknowledge them, they won't show up on the map. I'll pull the lever once I'm done exploring. What is this game about? I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. So Resident Evil is a franchise. Most people skip 1 and 0 because they're very old. And I kind of wish that I had less pride so I could skip this one, because this one, the mechanics of it are so much worse than 1 somehow. So much worse. Pull the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever! It's about a zombie outbreak, pretty much. In 1 and 0, I haven't played any of the other ones, but 1 and 0, they're exploring this, well, 1, they're exploring this mansion where there's a zombie outbreak, and these 2 locations are where the zombie outbreak originated. So they're exploring these labs and finding all of this information. They're trying to escape, pretty much. But while they're escaping, they're just finding out information and piecing together what happened. And it's not just zombies. There's zombies, and then there's genetically mutated monsters as well. Looks like a chemical of some kind put in the mixing set? Yes. The red chemical is already in your mixing set. Add the chemical? Yes. The blue chemical and the red chemical have been mixed to form sulfuric acid. I have not played The Last of Us. It is on my list though. I think I may have downloaded it, but I want to finish these games first. And it's also a puzzle game. Apparently, it becomes a lot more action-based after 0 and 1. The 0 and 1 are more puzzle-based, but there is action. You thought of Undertale because you're drawing Undertale characters? Oh, cool. You cannot carry this item now. Naturally? This screen displays a mysterious-looking graph. One of the things I don't like about... Froglord, thank you so much for the lurk. One of the things I don't like about this is they apparently, and these are changes they made that don't happen in any other game, is the map. In every other game, once you find a map of the building, it will tell you if you are done with the room. Because it will say if there's something left for you to interact with in the room, it will be red, and if there isn't anything left for you to interact with, and that includes items that you can pick up, the room will be green. But it doesn't do that, and in fact, if there's something in the room that I can interact with, it won't show up unless I acknowledge it. Also, sorry, I'm just complaining at this point. In the other games, there's an item box where you can just put all of the items, and all of them are connected. So I wouldn't have to backtrack constantly to go get items from rooms. The door is now unlocked. Cool, cool, cool. No, looks like there's nothing. Oh, there's something up there that I... Oh, that's the battery that I need. I need sulfuric... Oh boy. The capsule has been shattered. Whatever was inside is gone now. Yay! That was probably the bug that tried to fight me upstairs. But also probably not, because what would be the fun in that? Okay. That's what that sound is, the glass. It's locked from the other side. Naturally. Oops. Yeah, sorry that I'm just complaining about the game. I was literally told that I should just skip 1 and 0 because people hated it so much, and I loved 1. 1 was such a good game. The story, the mechanics are frustrating, but the puzzles in 1 are just so cool. Alright, I need to remember that that is up there. The battery is in this room. Can't acknowledge it. I'm gonna guess that Billy needs to acknowledge it. Do you like horror games? Oh. Back out here, huh? I don't normally do very well with horror. But people find it entertaining watching me play horror because I'm not good at horror. That was the wrong door. And I found that because horror stories are just so interesting to me, I found that with an audience to sort of take my mind off of how scared I am, I do a lot better. You got another game idea? Alright. Lay it on me. I don't know if you have Discord, but I have a Discord channel and there's an art page where you can post, if you would like to share your art, you could post it there. Amori. I have not heard of it. Yeah, if you'd like to join, you are more than welcome. No pressure. Oh, yep, you got it. There's a lever here to operate the floodgate for the dam. Turn the lever? Yes. Turn the lever, Kronk. Wrong lever. Alright, so what I did last time is I walked out with Billy alone, and then there's a frog monster that killed him. So clearly, they need to go out there together. So I'll go and make my way back towards Billy. Hell yeah, welcome in. Glad to have you. Welcome to the toy box. I wonder if I can acknowledge that. There's something up on the shelf, you can't reach it by yourself. I need Billy because he's tall. That was the wrong door, wasn't it? I should probably look at the map. I get lost very easily. Can I just get on the gondola? That would make things easy. gondola has arrived. Alright, naturally. There's no need to use it anymore. God damn it. Okay. Go and use the stairs over there. Alright, that leads into a room with 2 locked doors, but apparently I haven't gone into that room yet. Oh, I think that might be a wall, actually. That is, in fact, a wall. Apparently I have been to that hallway and just decided not to open the door. I have a feeling that was a mistake on my part. Seems like something I'd do. Fuck them leeches. Do you like puzzles, Zircon? Yeah, take that. Pretty sure this is the way. This is not the way. Artash, thank you so much for the bits. Welcome in. Yes. Have you played RE0? Of course there's a door over here that I just walked by. Did you like it? Damn, 2 at once. Amori is a RPG that has... Amori is also RPG, but it has a way different story. In that one, you play as a young boy who has some mysterious past that he is greatly traumatized from. Half of the time you explore Headspace, a world in his dreams based on his life 4 years, where he escapes to. The other half is spent in the real world, where he and his friends are very different now. Throughout the story, there are glimpses to his past that he has to learn to overcome his fears, trauma, before it consumes him. That also is a very good sell. Damn. Alright, it's been added. Best is when you beat the main story, you unlock Leech Hunter, and that is insane fun. What's Leech Hunter? I really liked the story of this game, but I cannot stand the mechanics. I think part of it is that I find it kind of stressful to stream, because it's like 50% backtracking, and I don't find that very interesting. I worry that it's not interesting for people to watch. Hell yeah, you should. I will probably try Leech Hunter at some point, but I'm going to definitely need a break from this game once I finish it. It's going to be just an immediately... I mean, I've already started Skyrim, which is the game that's going to replace it. I guess it really shows how emotionally I'm attached to those games. Yeah, definitely. It's clear that you really love them. Also, I'm surprised. Do you like the leeches? Because half the people who come in here are like, I like the story, but god damn, those leeches are annoying. Billy, hello. Okay.
This way.
Yeah.
Did they just come from this direction? I don't think so. frog pretty much insta-killed Billy. They both hit me so hard. Warning, they both get depressing, and Moria is by far the most depressing now. It's been months and you're still not over it. God damn. I meant the leeches in this game. Oh shit, I forgot to pick up a health thing. Yay! What's over here? That frog jumped him. It really got him tied up by wrapping its tongue around him and then slowly pulling it into his mouth. People who were into vor probably loved it. It's locked. Great. There's a magnetic card reader here. Alright, so I need a magnetic card somewhere. There's something up on the shelf. Give Rebecca. Yes. Balls. That frog be a bit sus. Just a little bit. Low key. Oh boy. Oh, there's the one that broke out. Oh shit. There's the one that broke out. Two of them broke out. I was right, it was the one that upstairs that jumped me. She cannot take any damage. She has very little health. A high-powered battery used to supply electricity to high-powered machinery. It looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. All of the fluid is gone. Now I need to find a faucet or something to put water. And poor Billy croaked. You are killing it with the puns. Normally, there's someone else in here, in for Pink Lizard, who's always bombarding us with amazing puns. But I think I permanently lost his respect. So he's not here. By playing Minesweeper, by the way. That's how I lost his respect permanently. Oh, I finished playing a game and I asked what I should play instead, and he said Minesweeper, and I'd never played Minesweeper before, so he was teaching me Minesweeper, and I think he found it very frustrating. Well, I know he found it very frustrating. Eventually he said he was gonna leave because he was afraid he was gonna break the caps lock on his keyboard. And I don't actually think that I've permanently lost his respect, but he hasn't been back and it's been a couple days, and normally he's here every day. Oops. Gotta find the battery fluid. Maybe he did maybe he did break his caps lock and is now just lurking. Who knows, maybe he'll randomly return. I actually do see him in my viewers. So he is probably just lurking and is enjoying watching me be stressed. I mean, Undertale has a lot of puns, especially from two characters in particular, so maybe he'll come during that. I don't know if he'll want the competition. I need to find water. Is someone who's played this game know where I can find water? I don't feel like searching every room looking for it. I can already think puns for that. Do you have any good puns, like pun jokes? Why are dogs afraid of space? They're afraid of the vacuum. Where did I find dirty water? What are you waiting for? um... I bought shoes for my drug dealer, and I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. Thank you, thank you. It's one of my favorites. Why didn't the skeleton go back to the dance? Did he want a bone? Because he had no body to dance with? Hey! Nope. Why did the woman throw the butter across the room? Why did she throw a clock across the room? Nuts, hello, welcome in. She wanted to see time fly. Yes. Nuts, no. I can't play Minesweeper. Not until Emperor Pink Lizard comes back. I don't remember how to get back there. Minesweeper is the best thing to stream. It was only entertaining because you guys were teaching me how to play. And I sucked. God damn it. Have you tried cleaning water with water? I have not, but that seems like a good idea. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work.
Hydrate, bitch!
Thank you for the hydrate.
That's what she said.
Oh my gosh, now I want cookies. That sounds great. I have very little money, and I would prefer to spend that money on games and maybe some stuff that I actually need, and not cookies, plus service fee, plus tip. I am on a chair. I used to stream on my bed, which is over there. But I can't fit a PC on my bed. I don't need cookies. I really don't. I'm definitely going the wrong way now. Hey! It is not a folding chair, it's an armchair. Nope, it's not it's not a plastic chair either. It is a full-on armchair with like cushioning and everything. Peanut butter, flour, and milk. I wouldn't mind getting a gaming chair one day. Stop it. Go get Rebecca. Why did she leave?
Let's regroup.
What's the recipe? Gaming chairs are not the best. What would you recommend then? I'm pretty sure I'm just going in circles at this point. One cup peanut butter, 1 cup sugar, and 1 egg. Are they good? I don't think it would. But it would show where the cup is. There's a mosquito that's flying at my... Oh god, I know you're gonna bite me later. Okay, so how do I get there? It was 2 floors down, I believe. This is where we are now. It's in basement 8. Yep, they're pretty good. It's the main way I've eaten them my whole life. It's recipes your grandfather used. Wow. Alright. I'm dairy and gluten-free. So I was sort of mentally thinking, okay, it's gonna have flour, and I don't know if I have any gluten-free flour in the house right now. But that's like that's all good. I can do that easy peasy. Oops. She has a chemistry kit, so she should be able to clean it. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Distill. Boil it until all of the impurities are removed, then let it sit. Because logic does not exist in video games. You would think that things like a tiny key, you could just pick it up, but no, you have to put down some object so that you can make room for a tiny ass key. I just came from here, no? No, I just came from here. I like it. I liked it in Resident Evil 1. I thought it was a very interesting thing. I do not like it in Resident Evil 0 because of the whole constant backtracking you need to do. And then try to get that signature look with the peanut butter cookies have. Just
Hydrate, bitch!
push a fork into the 2 different directions before you put them in the oven. Dip the fork in water first so it doesn't stick. Thank you for the hydrate. No. The water that I'm drinking is already filtered. So it was clean before I put it in the cup. We have a filter. But we have a filter on our tap. All of the water in the house is already filtered. Damn. No. No, I live with my parents because until recently I've been too mentally ill to live on my own. Alright, so no water in here. Oh, is that the water? I did find that, but I didn't pick it up. Thank you, Hartash. I've had really severe depression and anxiety since I was very small, but I've been doing better recently because I did a treatment called TMS, which stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation, where they basically put a magnet on certain parts of my brain and do pulses. Thank you, Hartash. I really appreciate your help. Thank you. Water that's been treated to improve purities. Oh, it's already clean. Yeah, it's relatively new. I mean, it's been around for a while, but it's considered relatively new because I think I need to go upstairs, not downstairs. It's only been covered by insurance within the last 5 years or so, so it's not very well known. But it works super well. It's not like my depression and anxiety is gone, and I still occasionally will have breakdowns, but I recover from them a lot faster. I put the empty battery by the tractor because that's not where it's gonna go, and I didn't have the slots. So now I need to find my way back to the tractor. Okay. There it is. So I need to go up 3 floors. Yeah, that.
Hydrate, bitch!
Thank you for the hydrate. I have anxiety too. Not really depression. I just kind of sometimes feel sad, so I don't know if I have that or not. Well, I'm not a doctor, but if you think you might have depression, it's definitely worth going to a therapist and trying to get diagnosed, because regardless of whether you decide to continue treatment, just knowing what you have allows you to try and manage it mentally. And it's possible that you have minor depression. I have major depressive disorder, but minor depressive disorder, I don't even know if that's what it would be called. It's still valid and worth, because sometimes I'm happy and sometimes I'm just kind of I think a misconception about major depressive disorder, or just depression in general, is that it's constant. Because I could still have good days. There would be times where I was out with my friends and I would be happy. It was just when I wasn't happy, it was like I was in a hole. Yay, here I am. Great. Pick up the damn battery. I mean, again, I'm not... Go away. I'm not a doctor, so I can't even legally diagnose you, but those do sound like they might be symptoms. If you even think that you might. A high-power battery used to supply electricity to high-power machinery. It's been filled with battery fluid. Cool. I'm really sorry to hear that, Zircon. Yeah, well, I highly recommend getting help. There's no shame in it. I think it's the responsible thing to do. And even people who don't have depression or anxiety or something wrong, you go to the gym, you go to the gym to stay healthy and take care of your body. Going to therapy is staying healthy and taking care of your mind. That is very frequent nuts. I think that is definitely something you should find someone to talk to it about. See, I have a dog, and she's an emotional support animal, and she's definitely kept me alive at points in my life, but I find her very overwhelming. Yeah, one of the reasons I talk about it is people don't look at me and think she seems like a person who might have depression and anxiety. I get a lot of people tell me that they don't think I seem like someone who would have depression and anxiety. So that's why I talk about it, because most of the time you can't tell. The forklift looks like it's ready to be used. Press the lift button. Oh, no. Forklift looks like it's ready to be used. Press the lift button. Yes. Yes. Nuts, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because I do know people who are lucky. I forgot to... That might be why I get so attached to video games so easily. I use them to escape all the time. I used to be very similar with books. When I was younger, I've read some of my journals, and it's actually a little disturbing to me. Because I just talk about needing to devour books to escape reality because I couldn't stand reality. So I definitely relate to that. They've helped me get through hard periods in my life. Well, I'm happy that you have an escape. It's really cool that you have a coping mechanism like that. Yeah, it could be really hard sometimes. Shit. Something I've noticed since I started streaming is I find it to be very good for my mental health. I feel like it gives me sort of a social life, but where I don't have to take the energy to leave, because I've got camera, which is good for your brain. Because I'm on camera, I'm forced to take care of myself and make myself look presentable. And then there's also the positive affirmation of people actually thinking I'm a cool person. That's always good to hear. Waiting for the sequel to Bendy and the Ink Machine was one of my reasons to stay for a good few years. I'm really glad to hear that they've had such a good impact on you. Oops, wrong door. I had a deal with myself. It's locked. There's a magnetic card reader here. Cool, cool, cool. This key card looks similar to those used by Umbrella employees. You won't be needing this card anymore. Throw it away? Yes. I could be wrong about this, but I feel like a lot of people who stream are the ones that are outsiders that nobody likes. I don't think that's true. I think that there's a lot of people who might have mental health struggles, and a lot of people who maybe were bullied when they're younger or have suffered trauma, but I would not say that there are people that no one likes on the outside. Okay, I'm giving her back her shotgun. Did not realize that was there. It didn't. I didn't feel like you were saying that no one likes me. Ooh, story mode? Oh shit. No.
Welcome, young one. So glad you have joined the party. You are the guests of honor.
Alright, theater mode.
It's your wake.
Who are you? Dr. Marcus?
No, you can't be. What's going on?
Oh fuck.
Years ago,
Oh fuck.
Spencer had me assassinated.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, Wester.
Die, Doctor.
I will take over your research.
What a dick. Although maybe he deserved it, honestly.
However, something wondrous happened.
Oh god, no. Gross.
It took the T-virus inside of my queen years to procreate my new life.
That's not good.
I live.
Oh no.
Now I will have my revenge on Umbrella. And the world will burn in an inferno of hate.
You'll pay for what you've done.
We'll see which one of us is gonna die.
Oh, gross. Oh, gross. Gross, gross, gross. No. Fuck no. Fuck this shit. Fuck no. Oh god. Oh god. Billy's dead. Billy's dead. Billy's dead. Oh shit, I should have saved. Shinies. Give me shinies. Shaft key. The key to the shaft. Great. You giant booger. Hell yeah. That dude looked like he had a bad day at the office. Kenya, hello, welcome in. Talk about a weird transformation. You know what? I'm gonna put this up here. I'll catch up on chat. Why you threw up water? It wasn't water. Even though it's already out and I've played it, I still have new ones like Undertale and Amori. Amori really hits close to home because of the boy using his dreams as a form of escape and coping, similar to how video games are for me. That makes sense. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Well, I'm glad that you recognize that video games are helpful for you. Is there another door in here? Yes. Door is locked. There's a keyhole. It looks like it works together with the device next to it. A uniquely shaped key. A small letter R has been engraved into the silver plating. I'll bet that means right. Oh, shit.
Follow me.
Yeah.
A uniquely shaped key. A small letter L has been engraved to the gold plating. Achievement unlocked, apprentice and unlocking. Uh-oh. You really want to play Mori? You should. Damn. Clearly I'm close to a boss fight of some sort. Oh, so have you heard of it as well? There's a song that is associated with it. Should I listen to it? Should I go and get the Magnum? It's all the way at the top. I don't want to go all the way back up. I don't even know if I'll be able to find my way. God damn it, let's just hope that this is enough. I really hope this is the end. There's a level to control the lift. You might be able to use it to escape. Activate the lift. Archimus, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Archimus, are you sure?
What?
Oh, let's go to theater mode. Oh, nope, never mind. Shit.
The self-destruct system has been activated.
No, fuck.
Personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
Me only.
The self-destruct system.
Come on, can't this thing move any faster?
Don't hit it, you're gonna break it, dude. That is a strong ass leech. Come on.
System has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
Damn. Partash, don't even joke like that. Oh boy. That doesn't look dead. Please be dead.
Really? Can't handle sunlight. We need to open the windows.
Follow me.
Gate operation manual. To open the heliport in case of emergency, follow the procedures below. Removing the lock. There are 4 unlocking mechanisms in the room which must be activated in this order. I'm writing it down because it'll help me remember. Southwest, northwest, southeast, west side. Turn each of the mechanisms handles to unlock the gate. Why did they make this so complicated? You got gate operation manual. Shit. It is technically. God damn it. So if this is north, we can assume that this is north, right? Right? Then southwest, so never eat shredded wheat. Okay, so this is correct. I want to go here, southwest, then over here. Somewhere? Probably here. Then never eat shredded wheat. So don't do this one. It's gonna be over here. Shredded wheat. So northwest would be over here. Southeast will be over here somewhere. And then this one.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
Bro, fuck off.
System has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
Well, this is not good. Definitely gonna die.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat. The self-destruct system has been activated. Personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat. The self-destruct system has been activated. Personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat. The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
Come on. Come on, Billy. Come on, Billy. Come on, Billy.
The self-destruct system has been activated. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat.
Fuck.
The self-destruct system has been activated.
Oh boy.
Evacuate immediately. Repeat.
That should be four. That should be four. That should be four. Finally. I'm so surprised.
Billy!
And he drops it. Oh shit, I skipped it. Oops. I just clicked and it skipped the ending cutscene. Fuck. What bullshit is that? Yeah, first try. Hell yeah. Figured it out. It looks like it. Don't worry, I'll look up the ending cutscene on YouTube. Oh my god, I finished it. Thank god. No. I accidentally clicked.
I love my daddy. My superhero.
Urkamus, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It was a good game. The story was really good, the puzzles were interesting at points. I'm so glad I'm done. No, I'm not playing Minesweeper. I need Infer Pink Lizard to come back, so I know that he's forgiven me for being terrible. That seems like a good idea. I know it's late for you, Zircon. Thank you so much for joining. I'm really glad that you joined the community. Thank you so much. Wait, I know you joined my Discord. Did you follow? Not that you have to. I would just love if you come back. Hartash, there's absolutely no way I'm going to complete the story again. Absolutely not. First of all, I will probably die multiple times if I try to do the boss scene again. But I will look it up on YouTube, don't worry. Alright, I said, thank you so much for hanging out. I know it's very late for you, so going to bed is probably a good idea. Sleep is important. And welcome to the community, and then I asked if you'd followed yet, because it looks like you haven't, and I would really love if you come back, because you've been wonderful, but you don't have to.
I love you!
Thank you so much for the follow. I feel really weird asking people to follow, but you've been absolutely wonderful, so thank you. Welcome to my community. Thank you. Yeah, I hope that wasn't pressuring. Once this is over, I will look up. I know, I'm sorry. That felt weird. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. I don't think I've ever asked someone to before, but it's been fun talking to you, so I hope you come back. Yeah. I'm really happy with the community that I've developed. It's been a very wholesome conversation that's been going on this entire stream. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I will look up the ending cutscene. And then I can check out Leech Hunter or whatever it is. I'm not gonna finish whatever it is, but I will check it out. I get the feeling this game is probably before ending cutscenes, but I'm gonna wait just in case. Achievement unlocked, treatment plant complete. Achievement unlocked, hey Queenie, feast on this. You can now play Leech Hunter. You can now play Wesker mode. Full Leech Hunter run is about. I don't want to start and play an entire thing. Okay. I will play it next time and then I'll do Skyrim. Depending on how it is. But first, YouTube. Resident Evil 0 ending cutscene.
hydrate, bitch!
Thank you for the hydrate. Trying to remember what I'm trying to do. Thank you. I'm glad it comes off as cozy. It's late enough that I might switch over to reading now.
I love my daddy. My
Archimus,
superhero.
thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate you. By the way, how was the ending of your stream? Did you enjoy the rest of Little Nightmares? Browser? Cool, cool, cool. I believe it is this one. That looks right. Roar. This quality is not great. Much better.
Hey, Queenie! Feast on this!
Oh, snap. That revolver packs a punch.
Rebecca, hurry!
Oh, you might like this, Zircon. Did it not do the thing? Oh, there it is. It's a revolver. It's the Magnum revolver.
That must be the old mansion that Enrico was talking about.
Looks familiar.
I guess it's time to say goodbye. Officially, Lieutenant Billy Cohen is dead.
Yeah, I'm just a zombie now.
They are totally gonna fall in love. They're already in love. They went through trauma together.
Thank you, Rebecca.
There's also this one. Alright, I'm glad I went and watched that. I used to have one that was exclamation point fuck you, and it just had a bunch of middle fingers that would cover the screen, but the app started glitching, and none of the emojis were working, and by the time they fixed it, now the middle finger ones don't 91%, holy shit. You like the much love one or the middle finger one? Sorry guys, I'll calm down. I don't know if I even have it active anymore. I don't think so. Yeah, it's not active anymore. Yeah, that's exactly it. It was Resident Evil 0. It does things to me. Every now and then I'll check to see if the middle fingers work again. Check again now. Quit. Yay. Okay, let me check and see if the middle fingers work. Stream labs. %? That's not bad. Go to dashboard, CloudBot, commands. I'll activate it again. Do I need to save or anything? Okay, that is active. Let me refresh the emote wall overlay. Refresh current cache of page. Okay. So lame. Alright, deactivate it again. Froglord, are you joining my Discord? Did I miss anything in the chat? If so, I'm sorry. Just repeat yourself now. Oh yeah, I actually used a character counter for all of these. For much love, love you, and fuck you, I went into a character counter and made sure it was exactly 500 for all of them. Because I can be neurotic sometimes. Oh, there's one for that too. I had fun with commands as I was setting up my stream. Let me go turn the light back on. I'll be right back. I'm back. Did y'all miss me? Okay, so 97, holy shit. Oh shit. Well, rude. You know, I put a lot of effort into setting up this wall. When I first moved my stream setup from my bed to over here when I got my PC, I actually was so neurotic about setting this up that there was like 2 days where it's like, okay, I'm ready to stream. And then I would look at it and get very OCD and be like, it's not ready yet. Thank you. I put a lot of effort into it. You like the wall more than me. Damn, I feel like that Planky girl. Have you guys seen that? Have you seen the Planky thing? I'm gonna look it up to show you guys.
Wow, some excitement for.
Okay, I'll click it in a second.
Wow, some excitement for Planky. You know what really hurts my feelings sometimes? Can I be honest? Sometimes when I go to the bathroom and I come back and I put Planky out, my viewership goes up 30 to 50 viewers when there's a plank of wood here. And then the second that I unmute the mic and I sit back down in the chair, it drops like 70. This is a thing that I have noticed. Why do you guys legitimately prefer a plank of wood? A plank of wood more than you prefer me. Wow, some excitement for Planky. You know what really hurts my feelings sometimes? Can I be honest? Sometimes.
Yeah, someone posted in my Discord a couple weeks ago. Probably Necrotic. He's always posting really good memes. I was like, maybe I should get a Planky, but I don't want to steal something like that from her. Are you gonna start streaming, Zircon? The community that I'm a part of, we're very supportive of new streamers, and we'll put a lot of work into trying to help people get affiliated. I actually might have a teddy bear. I have a bunch of stuffed animals that are just on top of my bookshelf. I think there is a teddy bear up there. I would prefer my duck, though. Let me go get the duck. This is my duck. My brother and I have a thing about ducks. Well, this is separate. I collect rubber ducks. But completely separately, my brother and I got a thing about ducks where we just give each other ducks. And this is what he got me for Christmas. What happened here? Last year? I can try and start putting out the duck when I go on breaks. Although normally I give you guys the BRB screen. Yeah, the ducky does need a bath. I'll use one of your stuffed animals. I use a BRB screen that has tic-tac-toe that you guys are able to play with. We already gave a follow. Ducky needs a bath. Ducky more. Ducky. Yeah. I haven't named this one. Actually, no, I have. I think this is Mr. Eagle. Oh, with the BRB? So, all of them are numbered, and it's against a computer. And so everyone can do that, and whatever number is the most popular, it will be added in. Yeah. I don't know if you want to actually finish the game or not. Alright. I'll let y'all play a game. It's kind of glitchy sometimes, though. Now you have to finish it. Alright. Urkamus, thank you so much for hanging out and lurking and all the gifted subs. I really appreciate you. Have a good rest of your night. Here, I'll give you my face for just a second. Have a really good rest of your night. Sweet dreams. Okay. Man, it intentionally threw the game there. There. There you go. Yeah, so that's what I have for my BRB screen. Not Mr. Eagle. Marco, hello! Welcome in! How are you doing today? I have a lot of stuffed animals. If I ever change my setup so I have more space, I might put some of them out. I need to make sure that I'm able to show off all of my ducks, though. Because I have a lot of them. Look, Donald Duck. Yes, we were exes. We won. I have this stuffed animal that I got when I think I was 3. Thank you. I always have 2 of those up there. One is blue and one is pink. I got this stuffed, it's one of my first memories. It was this baby shower for my brother, so that means I was 2 or 3, probably 3. And because he wasn't born yet. And I thought all of the gifts were for me because I didn't understand, and I was the one who was opening the gifts. And there was this bitch little kid who was in my preschool who was there. Thank you for being here. And she told me that the gifts weren't for me, and I got really upset and started crying. And then one of them was like, "Oh my gosh, she can have this gift." And so I got a gift that is this stuffed animal that's a giant rabbit, and I still have it, and I still sleep with it. And it's over there, but I don't want to go grab it. I think I named it Rabbit Pillow. No, its name is Bunny Pillow. And Bunny Pillow is very old and falling apart at this point, so I'm not gonna humiliate her by showing her off. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. I tried to give it a different name, but none of them felt right. It was Bunny Pillow. I remember when I was probably like 9 or 10, I tried changing the name to Jessica, and it just wasn't right. Its name is Bunny Pillow. Bunny Pillow is a very big bunny. Like, it's probably about the same size as this, but it's like longer, so yeah, it's kind of like a bunny, like a body pillow. And then I have a bunch of other pillows as well. Yeah, so that's my first memory. Oh, cool. Check it out right now, since I finished the game. Oh my gosh, Pink Lizard posted something in my Discord. He hasn't abandoned me. That is a really cool drawing. Wow, I love that. That's so cute. That's really good. Alright, well, I've waved at all of you. Okay, no more Discord. This isn't very comfortable. I don't know how long this is going to last. Your first memory is when you got your Wally plushie. Aww. So, I used to have a weighted blanket, and I technically still have it, and I love it very much. But there was one time, this is a gross story. My dog is obsessed with me. I rescued her, and she knows that I saved her life. My roommate got addicted to drugs, and she knows that I saved her life. I've spent a bunch of money on vet bills and stuff, and now she freaks out when I don't come home. And whenever she's sick or in pain, she wants to be right next to me because mom takes care of her. And I'm mom. And so there was one time where something was wrong. She ate something, her stomach was upset, so she was like really close to me the entire day. There's at one point she was like she got on the bed and was like pretty much in my lap, but like next to me. And we were sitting on top of my bed with multiple blankets, and she just stands up, looks at me, and shits on my bed. And her stomach was upset, so it didn't go well, and it soaked through all of my blankets, including my weighted blanket, and I didn't know how to clean it, so now it's in my garage just waiting for me to clean it, and I can't use it. All of my other blankets have been cleaned. Yeah, I was not happy with her. She was sick, so I didn't yell at her or anything, but I was not happy with her. Savage, hello, welcome in, how are you? Weighted blankets are difficult to clean. You need I need to take it somewhere. I didn't know how to clean it, so I had to look it up. But a normal washer machine won't work. I have to take it somewhere to make sure that the washer machine is strong enough that it won't break it. I'm good. I finally finished Resident Evil. Finally. Here, I'll change to just chatting now that I'm done. Did I miss anything while I was telling that story? There was a couple days ago where I was in someone's stream and everyone just started talking about their sleeping arrangements and we're actually like posting pictures and stuff, and so I explained that I have a full-size bed. My dog is 80 pounds, so I can't move her. When she lays down, it's like I can try and push her, but generally I can't move her like I could a small dog. She's like, I'm only like 20 pounds heavier than her. It doesn't work. 20, 30. And so our sleep, and then she wants to be right next to me when we sleep, and she also sleeps under the covers. So the picture that I sent was basically just a drawing that shows one page is the bed. This is my space, and the rest of it is my dog's space. I actually have a redeem if you want to see her. It's called Hop Up, and I'll see if Cleo is willing to hop up on the chair with me. What is the breed of the dog? So Cleo is a lab mastiff. She's actually, considering she's a mastiff mix, that's actually pretty small, so I think her growth was stunted due to malnutrition. Why didn't it make the noise? I haven't turned off. I didn't turn off sound alerts. Is trigger fire sound not on?
Hydrate, bitch!
Why are the sound redeems not working? Are you hearing it? Is it just me?
I tried to pay, he begged me to stay. Hey, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, you just wanna romp.
Okay, so you can hear that.
Come.
Thank you for redeeming Hop Up. Let me move this and then I'll try and get Cleo over here. She's passed out on my bed. On her bed. Come here, baby. Come on. Come here, Cleo. Hop up. Come on, hop up. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. This is Cleo. Oh, good girl. Hi. Come on, say hi. Say hi to everyone. Cleo is actually spelled with a K. Because the person who named her was special. Cleo is the name of your cat? Aw. Stop that. I don't know why, but she likes licking my armpits and it makes me uncomfortable. I'm glad you can hear them. I don't know why I can't. Yeah, hi baby. Yeah. Well, you would love to stay, but you really need to sleep, so good night, Nuts. Sweet dreams. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah. Hi, baby. Hi. Okay, that's enough of that. I don't really like being licked. But I did wake her up to get over here, so I'll put up with it for a little bit. Hi, baby. Yeah, everyone's saying hi. Everyone's saying hi. Yeah, she's very healthy considering how unhealthy she was when I started taking care of her. The first time I took her to the vet, which was 2 months after I started feeding her because he wasn't doing it, she was 36 pounds. And she's 80 now. Hi, baby. Hi. I was just waiting for someone to come back from Dubai as her dad is overprotective of her. Quite understood that she's just 18, so he doesn't want her to talk to any guys, so she chats with me in her secret Insta account, which if her dad gets to know about her phone, it is gone, so until she is on vacation, she isn't chatting. Oh, that's sad. Well, I'm glad you're being patient and respectful. Hi. Hi. Alright, she's gonna get fed up and uncomfortable in a second. Okay. I will probably go read, set up reading, since it's late enough that, yeah. Hi. We might finish chapter 4, we might not finish chapter 4. She's like, that's not a treat. That's where the treats are, but that's not a treat. Yeah, Sarkon, you should go to sleep. But I do appreciate having you here. Sorry, Doggo got in the way. Hi. You want to go back to sleep? You can go now if you want. Okay. Would you like to go? It's okay if you want to go. Sorry. Time. Alright, bye, baby. She's like, are you gonna pet me? Bye. Okay. Yeah, she's a very sweet dog. She's really annoying and temperamental and needy, but she's very sweet. And I do love her very much. So, Magium, ASMR, because they don't have a reading thing. Reading to viewers. Can't remember what other tags I normally use. You sent the Wally plushie just okay, yeah, sorry. I know you said that. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, it looks really well taken care of, too. I knew what you meant. 13 years, wow. Autocorrect. At it again. Autocorrect has seriously screwed me a couple of times. Alright, that has been switched over. Now I'm going to go over to here to turn off all of the sound alert stuff because I don't want it to be disruptive. Turn off everything. Except for the mic, don't want to do that. Cool. Okay, and let me get the thing open. That's not the thing. Magium. Open up the game. Sadly, your mother's handwriting is on the tag. Just got smudged off because your little sister spilled milk next to him. Oh no! You mean like the little chess thing? Your mom drew that on there? That's cool. Alright, so that is now open. Alright, I do need to take a quick break to use the restroom and probably refill my water. But I will be right back, and then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading out loud from a choose your own adventure story app that is text-based, free on both Android and iOS. I'll explain it a little bit more once I start, but most people say that they like the sound of my voice. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. But people say that they like the sound of my voice and they like listening to my streams to help them fall asleep, and so that is why I decided to start reading out loud, because people find it soothing. But it is also choose your own adventure, so people can interact with the story if they would like. And I will explain all of this all over again once I actually start, but first I need to take a quick break. So, I will be right back. If y'all are still here when I get back, that would be wonderful. If you guys need to go to sleep or want to go watch something a little more entertaining, totally understand. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining. I will be right back. Hopefully see you soon. I'm back. Would you like to finish your game? Oh, it looks like it's glitching anyways. Okay, finish the game alright. Alright. I mean, sometimes it does get glitchy. I'm glad you like it. Damn, cat's game. Marshming, hello! Welcome in! Damn, you're lucky you don't need to face real hate? What do you mean? How are you doing, Marshmang? You are just in time for more Magium. I have a pillow in this chair to make it a little bit taller so that people can see me better. And getting Cleo in the chair has made it, like, messed it up a little bit. Thank you, thank you. It's summer here in India, all you're saying about that. So, hang on, let me start the recording, because I don't want to repeat myself too much. Because for the people who have not been here before, I like to record this separately so I can upload it to YouTube separately, since I upload everything. And yeah, I know it's not even all that hot here, but it's been it's gonna be like 80 this week, and I don't deal with heat very well, and I know I'm just gonna be absolutely miserable. Okay, so I will start the recording now. Hi everyone, I'm Lady Teddy. I'm going to be reading out loud to you guys from Magium, which is a choose-your-own text-based adventure that is an app, and it is on both Android and iOS, so and it's free. So if anyone is interested in this story, there's a lot of different paths that you can take, and it's a really good story, and I have a lot of respect for the author, so I highly recommend that you guys read it for yourself. Welcome back! I'm assuming that you mean Celsius, and I don't know Celsius very well, Mr. Savage. currently we are in book 2, in the middle of chapter 4, and I know that it is in the middle, so if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. And if anyone would like to catch up fully and they don't want to play it for themselves, all of my previous readings are in a Magium playlist on my YouTube. But I do highly recommend you download it for yourselves. Currently we are doing a smart, good berry playthrough. So if it is a smart or good choice, I will generally make the choice for us. But if it's just sort of a general direction path, I will generally give the option to the viewers. I know a lot of people just like falling asleep to this, so it's totally fine if no one wants to participate. So I will generally give you guys about a minute to decide, and if no one says anything, I will make the choice. Yes. So, Barry is a normal human, and his life goal is to become a mage, so he has joined a tournament, a mage tournament facing all of the most powerful mages in the world in this country that most people are not allowed to go to, called Varathia, because the prize for the tournament is access to the Magium, and they don't really know what the Magium is, but it is rumored to be the source of all magic, and he thinks that if he has access to it, he can achieve his life dream of becoming a mage. Since getting there, he has joined up with a party of a woman artificial mage for reasons that they don't know women are not able to be mages, but this one was experimented on, so she does have mage powers. A giant who is disguised as a dwarf, so he has giant strength. A guy named Darren, who is a healer in armor, who has traveled the world saving people, and he's also a very powerful mage. A Lasathi girl who is a mute named Layla. Lasathi is a ancient race of people who look like human, but they have almost no magical aura, and they are very good. They're generally very good at creating magical artifacts. They are in the middle of this, they were caught for killing a noble, which they didn't actually kill the noble, someone else did, but they're taking the blame. And their punishment is to participate in this life or death fight, where they're going to be facing magical creatures and other gladiators, and the person who is running, there are two people who are running the tournament, and one of them is determined to make sure they all die because he is related to the nobility of the kingdom where the kingdom of the noble that was killed. And the other one, the actual arena owner, is just really excited for an exciting battle, and he thinks that the main character Barry will make a very exciting battle because he has discovered that he is a Lasathi, which is why he's able to make a stat device that he has that increases his stats work. Yes. Once again, if people have any questions going throughout it, that's fine. I'm willing to do a summary, but for the best summary, you should either watch my previous playthroughs or play it for yourself, because again, it is free and it is a very good game. Yeah, so chapter 4, I'm in the middle of chapter 4. They are in the middle of the tournament. They have survived the first round. I think that's about where we are. I think. Yeah, okay. And I'll show everyone the stats. Here it is. Making sure that it shows up on the screen. There it is, cool. Oh no, they are in the middle of the first round. Here are the stats. Currently, I do have 6 available stat points that we can decide to duel out throughout if we decide we want to. Since it's good and smart, there's hearing, observation, and ancient languages, as well as strength that are all maxed out. And then the ones that are available are speed, toughness, reflexes, combat technique, and premonition. So, yeah. Did I miss anything else in the chat while I was doing that? Oh, Marshming, did I beat 0? Yes, I did finally beat Resident Evil 0. Finally! It's 89.6 Fahrenheit. Oh my god, that's awful. And I'm glad, Frogwater, I'm glad you find my voice comforting. That's why I do this. 80, thank you for the hydrate. And he is separated from the majority of his other party members, so the majority of his group he doesn't know. He just met Layla, and she's really the only one he has any relationship with. Mr. Savage, I have not beat Little Nightmares 2. Today I played Resident Evil 0. I should be playing Little Nightmares 2 again on Monday. Well, you followed us out here, so I guess that makes 3 of us, I tell him. What are you two planning to do? Bruce asks me. We were just about to go kill the... I stopped talking because I suddenly noticed that the cobras are getting closer to us, and that the 2 tramplers are moving around trying to find the best spot from where they can charge at us without having to worry about any obstacles in their way. Actually, never mind, I say. Hold on. Let me think about this a bit. Try to bait the cobras into spitting acid on the marauders. Ask Layla if she can deal with the tramplers while we deal with the cobras. Focus on killing the manticore first. Oh, good night, 80. Sweet dreams. So, I'm inclined to do this one, but again, I'm not sure about the stats. It is called Magium. It is a choose-your-own-adventure text-based app. Okay. I'll give y'all about a minute. Yeah. Alright, I say 2 people who voted for bait. So that's what I'm gonna go with now, because 2 people have voted for that. And we can also go back if we die. Okay, I say. Okay, I have a plan, I say, but we'll need to work together. Layla nods. I want us to lure the cobras here, near the marauders, I say. Then we'll face the cobras with our backs turned to the marauders, and when they spit their acid, we jump out of the way, causing the acid to hit the marauders instead. I'm not sure if it will kill them, but we should easily be able to finish them off after that. Sounds risky, Layla writes. If we don't time this right, we could end up either sprayed with acid or impaled by the marauders from behind. Music, thank you for the hydrate. But if we time it right, we'll get rid of 3 monsters in one move, I say. Wait, what, 3 monsters? Layla writes. There are only 2 marauders left. Yes, I say, but I'm pretty sure that the manticore up there in the sky will make a dive for you as soon as we kill the marauders. The manticore that went for me last time got killed, so I don't think that this one will take the risk to attack me. And you look more fragile than Bruce, so you'd make a better target. Just make sure that you're ready for it, and you should be able to kill it without much trouble. Alright, Layla writes. I'll be ready for it. Sounds like a plan, Bruce says. Let's go lure those cobras. We make our way towards the cobras and we start throwing rocks at them and making loud noises in order to annoy them. Once we're certain that we've got their undivided attention, we begin to go back towards the marauders, making sure that we're moving at just the right speed so the cobras can follow us, but not catch up. When we reach the marauders, we turn our backs to them and we stand in place for a few seconds, waiting for the cobras to attack. Those few seconds feel almost like an eternity, but when the cobras finally spit their acid at us, we all jump out of the way at the same time, and the spray of acid hits the marauders head on. As the beasts squirm in pain, we finish them off quickly by running our blades through their heads, and then, as I anticipated, the last remaining manticore makes a bold dive towards Layla, thinking that she's distracted. Layla feigns ignorance until the very last moment, and then she makes a powerful slash at the creature's chest, exactly when it reaches her. The manticore drops to the ground while Layla finishes it off with one swift strike of her dagger. While the cobras are busy gathering more acid in their glands, the three of us distance ourselves from the snakes in order to decide our next course of action. Only one of the cobras and the tramplers are now left. The cobras seem to be getting ready for another round, while the tramplers appear to have found a good spot from where they can charge at us, and they're preparing to make a run for it. I think realistically, trying to get them to kill each other is probably better, because the other ones rely on you guys being able to fight. Why not Zoidberg? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. And Super Mario Twitch, hello. I'm not sure if I said hi to you, but if I didn't, I'm saying it now. Hello, welcome in. How are you guys doing? Strength check successful level 2. Layla, could you go take care of those two cobras? I say. I'll go deal with the tramplers in the meantime. My strength level should be more than enough to be able to break through their tough hides. I'm on it, Layla writes. You remember their weaknesses, right? I ask her. I remember, Layla writes. All right, I say. Bruce, I suggest you go with her. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think you're strong enough to be able to cut through those tramplers' armor. Oh, Bruce says. Right. I'm going. As the two of them leave, I start heading towards the tramplers. Achievement unlocked! Trampler Slayer! I'm good, thank you for asking, Super Mario. I've had a very good stream. I finally beat Resident Evil 0, and now I'm reading, and I met a lot of new cool people joined today. So it's been a very good stream. The beasts begin their charge, and we spend the next few seconds running towards each other without giving any signs of stopping. Now, if what I've read in all of my notes is correct, the tramplers are much easier to intimidate than one would suspect. Tramplers are not used to being challenged on their own turf, so if you keep running towards them at full speed while they are charging at you, they will eventually stop charging and back down. On the other hand, if my notes are wrong, then this is not going to end very well. Let's hope for the best. We keep running at each other for a few more seconds, and when I get about a dozen feet away from them, the two tramplers finally stop. They begin to swing their spiked mace tail towards me in an attempt to intimidate me. This is exactly what I was waiting for. A trampler's strength lies in its charges. A few tail swipes are only going. A trampler's strength lies in its charges. A few tail swings are only going to scare off dumb beasts. They're not going to inconvenience me. I make a dash towards one of the tramplers, and I make sure to avoid its tail before I step to its right side and stab it in the neck with my knife. As the beast falls, I waste no time and I rush towards the other. The second trampler attempts to attack me with its horns, but I easily move out of the way and I slit its throat with my blade, causing it to fall slowly to the ground as well and die from the loss of blood. Hey, that wasn't so hard. Let's see what Layla and Bruce are doing. Apparently, they didn't have much trouble on their end either. The cobras are both dead and they are already heading in my direction. This is it. It's over. The round is finally over. The crowds are going wild. They obviously weren't expecting us to make it. If I were Hadrick, I'd probably be making some sort of speech right now, but to be perfectly honest, all I want at this point is to go back to my division area and get a little bit of rest before the next round begins. After a while, the announcer finally asks us to clear the fighting area, and we prepare to go back to our division room. Bruce goes to wake up Wilhelm, and when he reaches him, he begins slapping his face while shouting loudly. "Wilhelm," Bruce says. "Wilhelm, you no-good assassin, get up! The first round is over. We need to clear the area." After a few more slaps to the face, Wilhelm opens his eyes, grabs Bruce's hand, and then grips it hard, while looking at him as if he'd want to murder him here and now. "I'm awake," Wilhelm says, forcing a calm tone in his voice. "Let's get out of here." It takes us about a minute, but we eventually get back to our division area, and once we re-enter our room, the iron gate closes itself behind us. "I need to go get something from my backpack," Wilhelm tells us shortly after we enter the room. "I'll be right back." "I hope you won't try to assassinate anyone else on your way to the locker room, Wilbert," Bruce says. "If you get knocked out again, I'm not coming to wake you up." Wilhelm gives Bruce a scornful look as he opens the door, and he leaves the room without saying another word. The announcer says all of a sudden, "It appears that we need to take a small break in order to do a little inventory of our remaining creatures. Please remain patient. This shouldn't take long." "Ha," Bruce says. "They're already running out of creatures. I bet they weren't expecting so many of them to be taken out in the first few fights." "Was that all? I was hoping to see a more impressive collection of creatures. I don't think they're done. I haven't even seen any griffins yet. Or maybe they're only done with the small fry and the show is just beginning. We killed the griffin, so Smart wouldn't say this. One of these two. So if someone would like to make a decision of the first or the third, now is your chance. Otherwise, I will make the decision for us. You all have about a minute. Feel free to just relax and listen. Alright. Unanimous 3. Or maybe they're only done with the small fries and the show is just beginning. So what are you expecting to bring out next then? Bruce says. Hydras? Mammoths? Don't kid yourself. The announcer already told us that the monsters we fought this round are their strongest creatures. They're probably just going to end up using the creatures from their regular events for the other divisions. Achievement unlocked. Assassin's Motive. Hearing check successful level 2. As we wait for the announcer to resume the event, I start hearing some voices coming from further down the hallway outside. The two people talking appear to be Wilhelm and the ambassador of Allendor. I paid you to get the job done, not to hear your excuses, the ambassador shouts. You didn't pay me anything, Wilhelm says. You just promised me that you'd get me out of this place and that you'd make sure that I didn't get executed for killing a teammate, as long as I kept my end of the bargain. Well, I'm here to tell you that the deal's off. I'm not doing it anymore. It's too risky. I already tried to assassinate him once and I failed. He'll be expecting it now. There's no point in trying to assassinate a target that's already onto you. If you can't backstab him anymore, then just attack him directly, you moron, the ambassador says. I don't care how you get the job done, I just want him dead. I'm not doing the job anymore, Wilhelm says. Stop bothering me. I've already said what I had to say. Soon after their conversation ends, the announcer picks his voice magnifier back up, and he gets ready to make another announcement. Sorry for the delay, everyone, the announcer says. After checking to see which creatures we have left, it is my sad duty to inform you that our special stocks of creatures have been depleted, and that we will have to go back to our regular stock from this fight onwards. I hope that this will not affect your enjoyment of the show too much. Now, with all that said and done, I would like to introduce you to the 5th Division. Wilhelm was hired to assassinate the main character, Barry. He tried to assassinate Barry, and Layla knocked him out, and he was passed out for the entire fight. Killing a teammate of your division is against the rules, and technically the punishment would have been execution, but he failed, or the ambassador of Allendor said he would get him off free, and it didn't work out. Back to their regular stock, huh? I guess that those griffins and gargoyles that we killed in the underground caverns 2 days ago must have been their last reserves then. It's a good thing that we decided to deal with them ahead of time, or that crazy arena owner might well have thrown those against us too. When the next iron gate gets raised, Kate is the first one to step out of the fighting arena. As she proceeds to the middle of the arena, the other members of her division also start to follow in her footsteps. Once I get a good look at all of Kate's teammates, I get the sudden realization that Kate is likely the most capable fighter in her division, even without her magic. Most of the others look severely out of shape, and some of them don't even have weapons. These clearly aren't the type of gladiators that came here willingly. As the unarmed fighters go to get their weapons of choice from the walls of the arena, the new creatures are slowly beginning to walk out of their den. Illiv Gemini Woman, hello, welcome in. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but hello, how are you doing today? Thank you for the first time chat. The first ones that come out are a pair of cave lions, which are basically larger versions of regular lions, but without the mane. Next we see a few black wolves join the stage, which look similar to the ones we fought in the Ogre Shaman's illusion, except that they're only about twice the size of regular wolves. As the creatures begin to slowly advance towards the middle of the arena, a few more black wolves and cave lions are making their appearance from behind the big iron grate. So this is what they call their regular stock. It's definitely a step down from the creatures we've been shown so far, but something tells me that the organizers wouldn't have been permitted to release so many of them at the same time if this were one of their regular shows. If Kate had a decent team backing her up, then I wouldn't be worried, but as it stands, she may well be forced to fight all of these creatures alone. The first group of lions and wolves decide to take the initiative, and they begin to run together towards the gladiators. When Kate's teammates see the beasts charge towards them, some of them start screaming and running away as fast as they can, while others charge right back at the creatures in a desperate attempt to intimidate them. Chilling sounds good. Well, killing your teammates is not allowed. Can't they tie Wilhelm up? Well, he already knows that Wilhelm, because he has the hearing stat, he already knows that Wilhelm isn't a threat anymore. Alright, ads, I'll wait. Let me know when you guys are back. Well, you might have an ad blocker. Some of them work, some of them don't. I appreciate the people who put up with the ads. I know it's annoying, but it does help support me. Interesting, I don't know why. Twitch has been kind of glitchy the past couple weeks or months, so... Okay. Did you miss any of the story, Froglord? And welcome back. Okay. Kate is the only one who seems calm and collected as her instincts take over again, just like in the ogre shaman's illusion, as she begins to move between one creature and another, slitting one's throat and then switching to the next target without any wasted movements. As the other beasts see the first group getting decimated, they decide that they should ignore the other gladiators for now and focus all of their efforts on neutralizing Kate. They rush to the aid of their companions, and they quickly move to surround her while she is busy fighting one of the wolves. Seeing that her escape route has been blocked, Kate tries to make her way out by going to attack one of the creatures in front of her. However, before she reaches her foe, one of the wolves behind her makes a dash for her and bites her left leg. Kate sticks her knife through the wolf's head, but she lets her guard down, and one of the other wolves seizes the opportunity to pounce on her and pin her to the ground. She tries to stab the creature with her dagger, but the wolf uses its fangs to yank the weapon from her hand and to throw it away, out of her reach. Just when it was beginning to look as if all hope was lost, I see a knife made of ice slowly starting to come out of Kate's right palm with its tip aimed forward. As soon as the knife gets fully created, Kate grabs it in her hand and she uses it to stab the wolf through the side of its head, killing it immediately and freeing herself from its clutches. The crowd is now watching in complete silence as Kate gets up, and she begins to look for a way out of her predicament. "Nobody panic," the announcer says, all of a sudden as he sees the scared reactions from the public. "I assure you that we'll get to the bottom of this as soon as the fight ends." Some of the people seem to be fidgeting nervously, while the others are whispering amongst themselves with fear in their eyes. Although it's difficult to hear exactly what they're talking about, there seems to be one word in particular that all of those conversations have in common. It is the word banshee. In this world, women can't be mages, but she is an artificial mage. Women who have magical power generally are being inhabited by monsters called banshees. Kate manages to make her way out of the wolf encirclement, and she tries to retreat in hopes of that some of her teammates will finally grow backbone and help her flank the enemy that is now focusing on her exclusively. Surprisingly, a few of the other gladiators get the hint, and they approach the creatures from behind while they are distracted, managing to actually kill 4 of them before the wolves and the lions are forced to change their tactics. Now that Kate's teammates have finally joined the battle, and that the wolves and lions have scattered, it doesn't take the gladiators long until they hunt down their remaining enemies and finish them all off. It's Screed Dance. The announcer says, looking a bit stressed out. Now that the fight is over, I believe it is time to address all of your concerns about what happened earlier. Rest assured that the gross violation of our rules that has occurred during the battle has not gone unnoticed. We do not yet know why our magical detectors didn't detect any spells being cast, but after we'll conduct a thorough investigation and solve this mystery. I am almost certain that the Banshee will be found guilty and sentenced to... There will be no need for an investigation. We hear the voice of the arena's owner as he makes his way on top of the elevated platform that the announcer is standing on. First of all, there's a small correction that I would like to make to our announcer's previous speech. The woman you see before you now is in fact not a banshee, but an actual mage, regardless of how hard some of you may be finding it to believe. I apologize for not making this clear from the very beginning, but I did not want to create any unnecessary tension if there is a chance that it could have been avoided. The people in the crowd are not looking very convinced, and they're all muttering between themselves, but none of them seem very keen on accusing the owner of lying. Secondly, the owner says, our rules clearly state that in order for a magic spell to be considered illegal, it needs to set off our magical detectors. Obviously, this is more of a loophole than anything else, but I'm not planning to let this go completely unpunished. However, I believe that ordering her execution in this case would be a bit too much, given the nature of her transgression. I will therefore agree to only turn her into an undesirable, as long as she agrees to tell us how she managed to bypass our magical detection systems. Very well, Kate says. The reason why your detectors were not set off was because I began to create my dagger of ice. When I began to create my dagger of ice, I made sure to do it without letting any magical energy leave the confines of my aura. Given that your devices do not react to regular magical auras of mages while they are not casting spells, I figured that the magical particles needed to actually leave a person's aura in order for them to be detected. So I decided to take the gamble and to handle the creation of my dagger as close to my body as possible in order to try and cheat the system. Very intriguing, the owner says. So, your way of avoiding detection, in fact, required the use of a highly inefficient technique and of a ridiculously low amount of magical energy in order to succeed. That means I don't have to worry about anyone abusing this loophole in a serious way anytime soon. All right then. In that case, as promised, you are free to return to your division area. However, it should go without saying that the next time you try to abuse our system like this, the consequences will be much more severe. I understand, Kate says. Then prepare to clear the fighting arena, the owner says. The next fight will begin shortly. As the owner turns to leave, Kate and the others also head towards their division area, while the warriors of the 6th Division are preparing to enter the battlefield. The next few battles weren't really anything special. A few gladiators died here and there, but most of them survived, and the number of creatures that were beginning and the number of creatures that were being thrown at them in each fight became gradually smaller as the arena's stocks of regular creatures began to slowly deplete as well. As I keep watching the fights, I'm starting to get a feeling of relief, because most, if not all, of the warriors that we've seen since Kate's battle are nowhere near strong enough to deal with monsters such as manticores or desert marauders. This means that defeating them should be a piece of cake. Maybe that Serena wasn't so scary after all. Don't get too relaxed, Layla writes as she sees the expression on my face while we watch the final battle of the round. We still have no idea how we're going to defeat the troll. And to be frank, I think he's going to be much more dangerous than the monsters we've fought so far. But you're forgetting something, I tell Layla. We're the 4th Division. This means that the troll will have to go through Hadrick and Darren before he reaches us. Regeneration or no, I honestly couldn't even imagine Hadrick losing a duel against him after the way he's fought in the first round. The way I see it, they may as well be crowning us victors of this arena event right now because they really... The way I see it, they may as well be crowning us victors of this arena event right now because there really isn't much of a point in dragging this any long. Attention gladiators, the announcer says in a very loud voice all of a sudden. Well, I was talking with Layla. It seems that the final battle had already ended and the warriors were now returning to their division area. So why is it bad that it didn't set them off? So the rules of the tournament are there is no magic that is allowed to be cast. It's all gladiator battling. So the rules technically state that it's against the rules if it sets the alarm off. However, she did cast magic, so this is just a technicality. So what they're doing is they're making her an undesirable, which means that she's going to have to fight in a bonus round at the end where the other surviving gladiators can try and defeat her and all the other undesirables in order to get like a bonus prize, bonus money. So the owner wants it to be the event of a lifetime, so he's not going to kill off one of the best fighters because that would ruin the chance of seeing her fight more. Thank you for the hydrate. So she survived on a technicality, but she did use magic, so she's now an undesirable. The way I see it, they may as well be crowning us victors of this arena event right now, because there really isn't much of a point in dragging this on any longer. Attention all gladiators, the announcer says in a very loud voice all of a sudden. While I was talking to Layla, it seems that the final battle has already ended and the warriors were now returning to their division areas. There has been a slight change in our fight schedules for the second round, the announcer continues. Unlike the first round, where the divisions have been fighting in the order of their division numbers, in this second round there will be one exception to the rule. By special request of our esteemed arena owner, Mr. Vinard, the first division to fight Velgos in the second round will be none other than Division number 4. Gladiators of the 4th Division, please make sure that you are ready. The fight will begin in the next few minutes. Humans! We hear the sound of Velgos the troll shouting from the other end of the arena as soon as the announcer stops talking. Your time is up! There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. All that awaits you is death. Blame your fate for having been unlucky enough to cross paths with Velgos the mercenary. The crowds are going wild again, just like they did after Hadric's first fight, and they're chanting the troll's name loudly over and over. Velgos, Velgos, Velgos. They all keep chanting as the troll waves to the crowd and makes intimidating gestures towards us every once in a while. Huh, I tell Layla. Well, damn. Well, that is the end of the new chapter. So we will be ending here. Make that sure that worked. Cool, cool, cool. Transfer achievements to cloud. Transfer checkpoint. Transfer slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're wondering why I'm being so neurotic about this? I have had issues with saves not loading, going to the cloud. Alright, save load again, load to make sure. Perfect! You almost fell asleep. Well, hope you're able to fall asleep now. Twitch is writing me thanks for seeing the ad. The only thing you see is none. Well, again, thank you everyone for listening and participating or being here. If you guys enjoy this and you like the story, I highly recommend, once again, that you download the app for yourself. It is free for both Android and iOS. There's a lot of different paths that you can take. It's a very good story. At some point, I'm planning on doing like character descriptions in my bio so that y'all know a little bit more of what's going on. Yes, to clarify, they were there when someone else killed a noble and they got a fight with the noble before he was killed. And I think there were 4 of them there. So everyone that was involved is being forced to participate in this arena. The Earl of Allendor is personally trying to make sure that all of the people of their party who are participating in the event die, which is why it's such an intense arena and everything. And because they have better chances of dying, they've all been separated. Good question. Okay. Yeah, but they're still alive, so oops. Alright, so once again, if people don't want to read it for themselves and they would like to know a little bit more of what's going on, all of my previous read-throughs are in a Magium playlist on YouTube, so you are more than welcome to listen to that as well, to get a little bit more caught up. So now I'm going to end the recording, but I'm not quite going to end the stream yet. So once again, everyone, thank you for listening. I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. Stop recording. Okay, so. Yeah, for the people who are actively here. I really appreciate you all being here. This has been a really fun stream. I'm really glad that I finished Resident Evil. I'm glad that I finished Chapter 4. Got so much done this stream. Got a lot of really cool people in here. Yeah, you all are all wonderful. The next time I am supposed to stream, today is Friday, will be Monday. I will be continuing Little Nightmares 2. And then I'll probably read more Magium afterwards. Tuesday I should start Skyrim. Yeah. Everyone, have a really good day, or night, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Y'all are wonderful. And I'm going to sleep now, so good night.